You are live. I think I first of all, we made it. It's 7:50 p.m. It's February 24th, 2025. I don't know how to feel about that. Just another day. It was Monday. I'll tell you how my day started. Woke up in the morning, stock market was down. That doesn't make me happy. First thing is you pray. First thing is you pray. You pray, you ask for a good day. That you hope that you come back in one piece, I think. And then you pray for money. You pray for things to go well. I'm a runner. So I always think, keep me safe on my runs. When I pray to God, keep me safe on my runs. Listen, you could get hit by a car out there. It's very easy. It's in New York. There was a period many years ago where you actually might have gotten hit by the car because nobody was looking for cyclists. So I was actually scared for a while. It's not like I was peeing my pants, but I was worried, that I may get hit by a car. I'll only go as far as to admit something to a certain point until I feel my dignity is about to be stripped away from me. So if you say that, if you say I got a little dick, I'll be like, yeah, it's little. But if you come back to me and you say, oh no, it's real little, I'm gonna say, whoa, 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 calm the fuck down. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not willing to go that far. You can say whatever you want to say. Sticks and stones may break my bones. But words will never hurt me. What's going on over here? I'll tell you what's going on. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Sticks and stones, sticks and stones, I have to write the whole thing because I just Googled sticks and stones, but words will never hurt me. I have to Google sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So that we have the exact point in time where whatever is represented on this Google screen is the pictorialization, if that's even a word. Is that a word? Pictorialization, if I even know how to spell that. Oh, it is a word. Pictorialization is the process of representing or illustrating something using pictures. For example, you might pictorialize a historic event by using photographs. Does that make me smart or stupid that word worked? Pictorialize. I'm going to bring that back up. So now this needs to be, it's not pictorialize, it's pictorialization. Pictorialization. You could figure it out. Okay? Figure it out. At the end of the day, there's no right or wrong way to say the word. You're going to say the word with whatever effort and capability that you can say. You get what I'm saying? Like, I always try to correct people. No, I don't try to correct people. But, if somebody gets something wrong, I'm like, maybe. If it's one of those words like niche, you're like, okay, you say it that way, I say it this way, whatever. But if it's something like, oh man, like if you're an adult, and there are adults out there, and you say scissors, not scissors, I'm gonna be like, there's something like, come on, man. I mean, scissors scissors is so bad. The fact that people like describe scissors as scissors is that like first of all, there is a scissor. It's something else. So they actually made something out of it, probably just to mock it, I guess. But people that actually say scissors because they can't say scissors, number one, it can bother you as much as you want it to bother you. But if you say scissors like that, if you say scissors, I don't care how old you are. If you say scissors like that, scissors, you, first of all, you can do whatever you want. It's your life. You can say scissors if you want. Okay? You say everyone says scissors because mostly everyone does say scissors. And you say scissors. Now, first of all, you can do whatever you want. Second of all, if you do it, that was climactic, was it not? That's good. That's really good. You can say scissors how you want. You could say whatever you want. But if you say scissors, number one, you could do whatever you want. But number two, which is really number one, it's really number one. Does it matter? I will break with you. When I was younger, when I hear somebody, even today, when I hear somebody say scissors, I'm like, fucking stupid in my head. I'm like, fucking stupid. You just said scissors? What are you, stupid? What the fuck? We're not talking about pictorialization here. You get, you get that word wrong, you have a break. How you say that word? All right, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. But if you can't fucking say scissors, the way I look at you, there's no way. Okay? If you say scissors, and I'm a nice guy. Like I think I'm nice. So if you say scissors, right? I'm gonna give you a pass. I could have never met you before in my life, but I'm gonna give you a pass because I'm gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I didn't hear him right. Maybe he didn't say scissors. Maybe he said scissors. Maybe, whatever, or maybe whatever. So then I'm probably never gonna see you again, depending whatever the circumstance. So then I'm just gonna dismiss that you said scissors. I never have scissors, whatever. I never have to deal with that again. But if this is someone that and they say scissors, again, number one, you do what you want. Number two, does it really matter together? Does it really matter? In the grand scheme of things in life, does it matter? Does it matter that someone is mispronouncing a word all the time? Does that matter? These little things get on our nerves. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late Supreme Court justice, in one of her final interviews, they asked her, "What do you think helped you get through your 50-year marriage with your husband?" And she said, "You tend to lend a deaf ear to most things." So, like, in a 50-year marriage, you just ignore your husband all the time, and he ignores you, because the wife, the husband, everybody's gonna say a lot of shit. What are you gonna do? It's like with any relationship in your life. You can't nitpick on every statement. You really can't. I think that's the pragmatic way of looking at it. I'm not saying I have that, right? Me, I'm like, what? You said scissors? What are you fucking stupid? What the fuck? Happens all the time. It's something you might not realize, but I hear scissors more. I hear scissors sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just remembered why I told you this story. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You want to get mad that someone says scissors? Like me. I'm not gonna trounce on you. If you just said scissors, you didn't kill somebody. I'm just gonna be like, you're gonna get one of those. We got to get to the news. No, we don't. It's news with Shoy. The opener, it could be any way. And I don't describe the opener as the opener because I believe we spoke about something briefly right before this. We actually did. And we were going to lead into something, and and scissors came up. I mean, if you're not here for the ride, then it's like, all right, then you don't know what news with Shoy is, or you like, yo, I gotta go watch some real news. Cause I don't know what I'm learning here. I don't know what's going on. And if that's the way you are, you either embrace it and say, yeah, this is what news with Shoy is, or you say, yo, like I'm turning that shit off. I can't. This ain't my shit. It's not my. This ain't my cup of tea. It's like immediate. Like you flipping the channel. I don't watch TV anymore. I mean, yeah, I don't watch TV. I say I don't watch TV, but I watch my phone all day. I say I'm gonna get up and go get a job, but I don't go and get up a job every day. I'm just kidding. I have jobs and I work really hard. And that's how the day started, right? Market was down. Wait, we're not finished with this. If you have someone in your life that says scissors, I'm going to assume that you fucking despise it, that you hate it. You're like, what the fuck? Who the fuck did I just talk to that just said scissors like a fuck, like a tard, like a fuck tard? Who just did someone just say scissors? This fucking guy that's handing me something. He just said scissors. You're gonna remember that shit for like 3 days. You're like, this fucking guy said scissors. If I hear somebody say scissors to me, I go back. Okay, I go back and tell all my friends and family. I'm like, yo, I was talking to some guy the other day, and he came and he said, "Oh, can you pass me the scissors?" I'm like, what the fuck? You got to understand the whole process here. I won't be like, this guy just said scissors. And you over here talking to me about spaghetti or whatever. Like, this guy just fucking said scissors. My mind's going crazy right now. I'm like, what the fuck? So, number one, they can do whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. They want to say scissors, they say scissors. They want to say scissors, they say scissors. the shears, whatever. You can say whatever you want. That's number one. Number two, does it really even matter? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It matters. It matters that somebody's saying scissors. As mad as I get, and I love the human race, I love us, you know, I only try to spread love, not hate. I love people. As mad as I get, I want to kill you if you say scissors. I'm like, you fucking stupid. Because I don't know. It's just listen. Everybody has vices, little knickknacks, paddywhacks, you know. And I have a little nit, little complex. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Now again, for those of you that have been here the whole time, that have been watching this the whole time, it's not the word pictorialization. That is where we started. We started at pictorialization. Somebody gets this wrong, it's okay. But I've been so long-winded here that I have said this entire scene. I've explained it all about 3 times. This chapter. And I keep stopping at the end. And I am going to get to it. And I'm not trying to build up suspense. I'm not. I would never. But I'm about to just you want to say scissors? Say scissors. Go ahead, say it. Say it all day. You could be all day. And scissors is a very weird word because they're cool because of the utility, but I don't really like saying that word. It's not a cool name. It's not a cool scissors. It's cool, I guess, if you want to like split your tongue down the middle and be like an iguana man or some shit, lizard man. Yeah, you like saying scissors? Like this guy? Like fucking lizard man? You know what this guy did? Ah, shit. I wish I could make you unsee this. It's just I don't even want to say that, but like, you know, it's disgusting. Look at this fucking guy. That was a movie over there. It's this guy. I mean, listen, man. He does whatever the fuck he wants. He said that he did it for his wife. Like he was doing a lot of piercings or one of these guys. This is, you know, like what the fuck? Like I can't even, you know, that's just nasty. Like I don't even want to shit on him as another human being, but it's like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Like, come on. What you doing? I mean, you do whatever the fuck you want, but like there is such thing as excess. I know, I binge eat. So you want to say scissors? Say scissors. You want to say zizzers? Say zizzers. You want to beat the shit out of somebody that always says zizzers and fucking annihilate them? Go ahead. But you just remember that number one, they could do whatever they want. Number two, does it really matter? And number three, no matter what you do or say, they're never gonna stop saying scissors. They're never gonna stop mispronouncing that word. Ay. Oh man. I could punch someone in the face that says scissors. I mean, I would never hurt a fly. But I think it. I'm like, motherfucker, you just said scissors. You know, it's just my thing. Maybe it's just my thing. I assume every other human being is like me, like everyone else does, don't they? Oh, of course. Got to turn something on, like I always do. I think we're done with scissors, and I think we're done with scissors. I think. So now we go back to our word, pictorialization, because, good evening, by the way, because if there was any pictorialization, actually, not any, no, let's take us back to where we started. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and I am going to write the words out. I will not Google it this way. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I'm going to write it that way because I Googled sticks and stones and then it autofilled, but it doesn't matter. That's the search. But words will never hurt me. And I'm saying that if we are going to Google image this search for what sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, looks like, what it means, how it's going to be visually depicted, how it will be pictorialized, then we're going to spell the whole thing out. You know what I'm saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You see? Because I think of stuff like this. And look at this shit. That's the fuck they got. They don't have like a cartoon with a stick and a stone and a kid. The fuck is going on over here? You know, and these guys talk about artificial intelligence and shit. We ain't got nothing smart out there. We just got automation. It's all advanced automation. I'm telling you, we're overspending on AI. I know we are. I work in corporate. I'm freaking implementing the AI systems. It's all, there's no fucking AI. It's bullshit. And there's going to be a reckoning because we're spending billions and billions and billions of dollars. All of the mega cap companies are all devoting anywhere from 50 to 100 million, $100 billion each. There's going to be like, I don't know what the estimates are. I think estimated capex spend AI. I think it's over. I think it's over $1 trillion. Yeah, it's just in 2025. It's definitely worldwide. It's going to be over $1 trillion for sure. So I'm going to show you what I just Googled. Estimated capex, so capital expenditures. So that's like your assets, your physical assets. Operational expenditures would be what most of us do for services. In case you don't know, but operational expenditures are like OPEX. It's OPEX or CAPEX, just like this, how I'm spelling it. Anyway, OPEX is anything that you can't capitalize. So it's going to be like, I'm a project manager, so it's my time. I'm an operational expenditure for the sake of the project. So that's how that works. So anyway, I'm telling you the estimated CapEx because you can actually capitalize hardware just like you can, software just like you can hardware. Like a building, you would depreciate over 30 years or whatever. Can do the same thing with software. Anyway, estimated CapEx spend AI 2025. So tech mega caps to spend more than 300 billion, but that's just the mega caps because then you have the announcement that Donald Trump made with Masa Son and Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle and the CEO of SoftBank, which is like a private investment company that went public. I know it sounds confusing. Anyway, see, look, there's an article right here, AI investing bubble, but I'm not trying to prove that. The way I look at this is you have a ton of artificial intelligence spend, and there's definitely a lot that you can do. But I'm asking you guys, and listen, I'm not even asking anyone to do anything. Let me tell you something. Since when did the iPhone become mundane? Since when did your iPhone, and if you have an Android, your Android also, but since when did your iPhone become mundane. You got to think about that because us as consumers, we we don't even we okay, let me just be very clear. We begin to expect, I could say it in so many ways. We begin to expect this quality. We begin to expect this technology, but more so than anything else, we settle in where this is essential. Today, this is essential. Most people would say I can't live without my phone. I think you could definitely live without your phone. You need food and like a bathroom and a bed. You can live without a lot. You would adapt. But just like we've adapted to this technology, that's going to be the expectation. The bar has already been set. So we're going to go through a whole evolution of AI. There's going to be multiple waves of it where you're going to see more and more advancements, just like you do with technology. But it's supposed to be at an exponential clip. It's supposed to be much faster because the artificial intelligence is supposed to build upon itself and actually learn from previous moves. And honestly, I'm being honest. I don't know how the fuck we haven't even solved this shit yet. Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing that I've seen so far. There's nothing that I've seen so far. I try to read a lot about AI. There's nothing that I've seen, really. There isn't an engineer that I work with, a software engineer. There isn't a single one from all the engineers that I know, not a single one that will use an AI tool. We've already spent probably $1 trillion on AI already. Okay, this is supposed to be the like Web 3.0, like the new, this is supposed to be the internet coming again. Now, where you are in your life is going to be how you receive it, of course. Like, you know, like when I was a kid, the internet to me was just like, okay, it's this thing. Now, like, I don't know how I would see AI as. I do see it as being revolutionary, but at some point, I'm going to get used to the AI. At some point, you're going to get used to the AI. I think there's like this idea that maybe it's just in my head, but like, oh, like AI might be too sophisticated, or I'm not sophisticated enough to use AI. I'm gonna tell you right now, from everything that I've seen, that I've heard, from when this started, and someone that follows the markets and invests in companies that believe that they have AI. I think Instagram has good AI because they put that in their algorithm, and I think they can constitute it as such. I don't know how much their artificial intelligence has helped, but again, to me, I don't know why it's so hard. We have very bright minds, and to me, to look at your last decision and then base it off of data points, that's all they're doing. Like the only reason why you have the next out, like the next video in your algorithm in a stream is what? The logic is very easy to understand. They're going to pick data points based on the previous video, the previous piece of a picture that you saw, and how long you were there. Every single thing is a data point. As a matter of fact, they're saying one day they're going to be able to read our eyes on our screens. They already have everything else on us. They have movement, all of that. I'm not saying anything novel. People have said this many times before. All of this stuff is being tracked. So their algorithm is going to say, okay, this person keeps scrolling past this videos. They're putting thumbs down, some shit like that, YouTube, whatever. Based on all these data points, we're going to put weights against them. This is going to be 30% weighted, 50% weighted. They're going to create a model. And then that model is going to spew it out and say, you have like a probably, if it's sophisticated enough, it's going to say something like 50% chance, maybe break down the chances that the next video in this clip gives them a higher watch rate, whatever they're trying to achieve. What do they want? Higher watch rate? They probably do. Do they want engagement? What do they want? What does Instagram actually want? They have certain certain goals and metrics that they're trying to attend to. What they call in the industry is KPIs, key performance indicators, which I don't really give it. I never even really like that term, but that's always what they use. It's key performance indicators, like these certain metrics that you're going to be tracking, right? Blah 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 blah. Anyway, so the hell were we? Uh-huh. This AI spend, right? I'm telling you right now, I don't even believe Instagram's algorithmic model even flinched. AI my ass. AI doesn't fucking exist. It barely exists. For all of the hype that we have, it's like, all right, it's like it's just a car. That's how I feel about AI right now. And I do believe that we've overspent considerably. And the rationale is that no CEO wants to get left behind. But I'm telling you right now, most of these people, like, I feel like they barely understand. I'm sure over half the CEOs out there in the S&P 500 don't understand what fucking AI means. They're hearing it, but they're not using the tool. They don't know what its effectiveness is really going to bring. Everyone creates bullshit business cases in corporate. I mean, they say, "Oh, this is going to save us $2 million." They pull that number out of their ass. We, us consumers, even those people in their normal lives, they have a much better grasp of their personal finances than corporate does. I'll tell you right now, 15 years in, they have a much better grasp. We do, consumers. Like, for instance, right? Let's say my apartment is $2,400 a month, and I'm gonna move to another apartment, and it's gonna be $1,600 a month, right? If rent was that cheap, hallelujah, praise God. Um, let's say it was gonna go down $800, then my expenses should just be reduced by $800. It's not, we're not saying anything wild here, right? So business cases, especially in IT, how the fuck are you going to tell me how long it's going to take to code something? Come on now. I mean, you do this estimation process in Scrum and IT where everybody estimates based on the magnitude of work. How long is it going to take me to write this code? Well, empirically, I've written a piece of code like this or switching a certificate on a website. It usually takes me a day, not a full day. We're not talking about cycle time. Cycle time is from the immediacy where the immediate point where you receive the task all the way until when you can say it's done, not cycle time. How long does it take you to do a fucking task? Like a little task, send an email, schedule a meeting, write up a quick report. Not super, 5, 10, 30, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. You might be really good. So you're like, I wanna look at my presentation. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Maybe, who cares? Anyway, I think AI investment is considerably overspent, but I'm still investing in these companies because I guess I'm a fool. I don't want to get left behind in the markets either, which is so stupid. Always err on the side of caution, but I don't practice what I preach. Let's get some tunes up in this place. You guys want to hear some tunes? I'm gonna keep it low though. How's that sound? I don't even know if you guys can hear that. So this CapEx spend, what they're thinking when somebody says there's going to be a bubble, that's what happened in 2008, right? When the housing crisis came upon us, which was very sophisticated. What they were doing really wasn't even sophisticated. They were taking a whole bunch of mortgages that they knew that were bad, and our lending practices in our economy were just extremely risky. So they were lending people like 95% of the loan, where usually you got to come up with like you have to put like 30% down, something like that. But they were giving people like 95% debt debt to cash ratios. Is it debt to cash or debt to value ratio? And then they were pooling them together, packaging them, and selling them to like a financial institution. And then another financial institution would do the same thing. They would package some of those other packages and then sell them also on the stock market. But then when you go, so they kept doing that down the line. But when you start back over here, um, if everybody starts um, not just not paying their mortgage, but if they just go into default, start reneging, oh, that's the word. But if there's a delinquency, right? If everybody starts going down the path of delinquency, then who's paying for all of these other packages, these financial derivatives called mortgage-backed securities, MBSs? It would be like, all right, you're gonna get people in the stock market would buy an MBS, and the MBS would be like, all right, I'm gonna give you 8% a month interest, not a month, a year, or like 5%, and it's a pool of like really bad loans. So then when these guys stop paying the loans, there's no money. The value of the MBS starts going down. So then it all started going down like that, pretty much. Anyway, that was the housing crisis. I guess we got housing hungry in 2008. And we were buying a lot of real estate. Everyone was, I guess. I was just graduating from college, so I don't know. The way I internalized it was totally different. But I see the same thing here with this bubble, potentially. Because right now, I mean, look, we're only really a solid year in. They've been talking about AI for years. They mentioned it like 10 years ago. 5 years ago, you started hearing some murmurs. And then like for some reason, like last year, it was just like AI. Everything's artificial intelligence. And I'm telling you right now, none of these models that I work with any of this software, none of them have incorporated AI. I'm telling you. And these are the people, these CEOs are like super bold with it. Like, yeah, we're implementing AI. We have AI in this AI. It's not AI. It's an advanced algorithm, which is still very sophisticated. Like, how does Google but what is Google really doing, guys? What is Google really doing? What do you think is Google's doing? They don't have no secret sauce. It makes very sense. It makes a lot of sense with the product. And if you tell me, okay, why don't you go build Google? I could build a fucking Google. You could build a Google. It's not hard to build a Google. First of all, they were one of the earliest players. And I'm not trying to give them an out or something, but they were one, or like take a cheap shot. They were one of the earliest players, along with AOL, Yahoo, right? Okay. So they have the fortune of being early, an early innovator that caught on. Now, what are they doing exactly? They have a database of references to various sites, various servers all over the world. That's number one, in and of itself, extremely sophisticated. That they connect, they provide a link with the bandwidth in which a user can click on and will launch you to a particular website. Very impressive. Number two, they have something, they build that, so they build that database, right? First, they build that database. Second, they allow you to use that database as a jumping off page to land on another website, right? Or their own, right? Because if you could Google images, something, right? Or their own. But you could still go to those websites for pictures and videos, but they have their own content as well. So they're way more sophisticated than that. But I'm just talking about the algorithm. So then what it does is it essentially has a voting system, a ranking system. A rank is the right word here. It has a ranking system that's going to rank all of these links based on certain data points. I'm sorry to reduce it down, like the level of like Flash. Everybody looks at Google like, oh, Google. Yes, Google's an amazing product, but they're way more amazing for everything else that they built. Like YouTube and search and Gemini and Gmail, all the other stuff. The search capability it's really not. And that's, if you don't believe me, that their search capability is not like creme de la creme as far as it being the only product. It's great, but what are they really doing? You're literally just searching a database of all of these lists, and they're refreshed based on your server, right? The servers talk to each other and everything's refreshed. This is all in the cloud. And then all they're doing is searching against the database, and they're indexing it, and they have a ranking system. Like, oh, this is the most relevant. This comes from this is most relevant. This is what people were it's just highly relevant. Maybe, I don't know, the hashtags or something. Well, you need a metric there. So let's say that most people clicked on this link already. It comes from a reputable source. It came out recently. It's going to be those types of metrics that are going to feed into their model to say, oh, you just Googled estimated CapEx spend AI 2025. Oh, here's the first article right here. Tech mega caps to spend more than 300 billion in 2025. It's really not that complicated. It's really not to build a Google. It's really not. You could literally, the only thing that you would have to contend with is trying to, usurp their search model, which is not like be better, but it's essentially like, oh, how are we going to get more popular than Google, or how are we going to compete with them? The search market is so damn crowded, not because there's a lot of search engines out there. There are a ton, by the way. There's probably tens of thousands of search engines, all private ones, tens of thousands. And you're just not going to make money off of them, right? They're probably private again, right? Or like for certain databases, there's probably actually way more than that, because even colleges use them, nonprofits use them. So anyway, it's not complicated to build the model. On top of that, you now have these AI branded, again, AI, ChatGPT. Guys, I mean, seriously, what do you think ChatGPT is doing? The fuck? I could do exactly what ChatGPT does. And by the way, the responses fucking suck. The responses suck. We're getting nothing right now. Seriously. Has anybody's life changed in the last year since AI really like entered like our time? It's certainly a part of our zeitgeist. I mean, we're going to remember this period. Unless AI is a failure. I don't think it's going to be a failure. I'm just saying that I think this, again, I think we overspent, but we overspend on everything. So that really doesn't mean anything. And the market could be overpriced for 30 years. You see what I'm saying? Like overpriced, because is it really overpriced if it never really was? Prices only go up. That's why it's fairly easy to invest in the stock market. But anyway, so these AI expenditures, again, with Google, I don't believe Google has anything in their search model. I think Gemini is no different. And I think if they're smart, they keep the AI right here because everybody's already used to it. Nobody really wants to switch. There's switching costs with people switching to another product. Like if you're going to start using OpenAI, you might not think that that's a big deal. Oh yeah, everybody, all investors and CEOs, everybody involved with the companies, they're thinking about that. The Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, he's definitely sitting there, the whole team, saying, I hope they don't well, first of all, they feel threatened by every AI engine. So ChatGPT, DeepSeek, right? They feel threatened by that anyway. They're going to as a company. It's existential for sure. For sure. You get usurped by AI. And I would say that in all likelihood, you will cease to exist as a company. In all likelihood, we're going to see a lot of bankruptcies for sure. Well, we'll probably just see a lot more mergers and acquisitions, because if you're saying that the intelligence out there is going to rise exponentially as a result of it being created artificially, we're going to be ahead of our skis, are we not? We're nowhere near that fucking point. Again, there's no AI over here. There's no AI. By the way, I can't even shit on them. Apple stock has just been the greatest stock of all time. And I was not only doubting it, I was like, man, Apple is so stupid. Because they were late to the game with AI, but they were pragmatic about it. I mean, look at Apple. That's from all time. The most valuable company in the world. $3.72 trillion. And this is an all-time high right now. Oh, no. This is what it is up all time. Yeah, 205,000%. But you know what? The reason why I'm bringing Apple up is this. I'm bringing Apple up because they have done absolutely nothing to their technology in fucking 20 years. Since the iPhone came out. That shit does nothing. I think ergonomically, I think the user experience is good enough, and they also have great customer service. And that's why I think they're winners. They're perennial winners. But Apple has nothing unique, and that's why I stopped investing in them. I still have a small investment in them, but I stopped investing in them. And it's wrong, because look at what they just did year to date. Everybody was talking shit. When they fell over here in the beginning of January, they were at 222.64. They're at 247 right now. Killing it. Year to date, year to date they opened up around here, but you're still going to get a dividend. And anyway, the other thing that I think about is I sell options. So I wasn't going to buy Apple at this level anyway, but I was thinking about it down here around 222. And even in December, it was actually around, I think, lower than 220. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it was September. Wow, September. Okay, so they were in the 220s. I might be thinking about something else. But yeah, they were in the 220s, which I still thought was too expensive. I thought they were going to fall to 210. That's what might have been my hypothesis. But I was not buying this stock. I don't believe in the company anymore. I believe that, look, they stopped reporting iPhone sales like 10 years ago. They report, I think, units, which is like packages. So that once companies start doing that, like Netflix, as of last quarter, is going to stop reporting subscriptions, because they probably see subscriber growth slowing. It only makes sense. All right, let's get on with the damn show. Okay. Estimated CapEx spend, AI 2025, spent over $1 trillion. Just big tech is going to spend 325, whatever. Guys, what are we even talking about? There is no fucking AI. This is bullshit. And I'm sure I could find a ton of articles agreeing with me, but that's not what I do. I stand by my shit. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. This is what the fuck you got, Google AI, motherfucker. Some green, orange piece of shit fucking picture over here. You see this stupid ass picture? What the fuck? This is how I'm supposed to pictorialize this? This is how I'm supposed to remember what sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me means on fucking February 24th, 2025? That's how I really feel. Fucking ew. I want a stick and a stone, and like I want something like this. Like I was thinking about, like, what are their names? The Flintstones. Something like that. The fuck kind of dumbass, stupid ass picture is this? Sticks and what kind of stupid that's gonna paint the picture for a kid? Stupid. Guys, let me find you something. Okay, we need a cartoon. What's going on with these little I don't know what these little fucks over here. This stupid cartoon we just saw. Hold on. I can't pass up a good cartoon. Actually, let's read one right here. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Oh, a stone fell on him. You didn't break a single bone. You're a superhuman freak. Freak. That's good. That's good. That's what happens in life. You might be the prettiest girl in the world. You're going to be like, you freak. You're going to look in the mirror. You're going to be like, you freak. You're not good enough. You're ugly. You stupid bitch. That's what I do to myself just as a male, you know? I'm like, you fat, stupid. Wake up, motherfucker. Go. That's how I treat myself in the mirror. And I'll be reading these books and shit, positive reinforcement. I'm like, why don't you remind me? Okay, you really want me to do positive reinforcement? Follow me around and tell me all day. And maybe I'll do it. But other than that, I mean, you just talking shit. Gotta be honest. Sticks and stones. This is good enough. We got to what we needed today. All right. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never. We got a good one. Freak. You little freak. You didn't break a single bone. You're superhuman freak. I mean, look at how this guy's looking at him, though. You guys see this? Let me zoom in. Look at this little blue guy over here. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you freak? Oh, man, this is amazing right now. Do you guys see these faces right now? You didn't break a single bone, you little fucking freak. I hope this kid, I hope he's not a man, this pink guy. I hope this is a fucking kid. You know? And I hope this is an old, like a 40-year-old grumpy man, you know? Going through his midlife crisis, hates his wife. Or maybe it's a woman, I don't fucking know. Look at her. Look at him. You didn't break a single bone, you stupid little freak. And this guy's over here and he's like, freak, what the fuck? With his fucking dick. With his fucking dick out. Oh, that's how you really ridicule this guy. What is that? Your hair or a dick on your head? Yeah. You fucking little freak. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Look at how he's crying, too. Oh, man. I don't know which character I like more, the pink guy or or the blue guy. Because this blue guy is type A character. Like, he is like, he's typecast, I mean. You know, he fits the role. Like, he got hired. They're like, yo, you're going to be this perfect doctor. You're going to be this fucking mean blue guy. I love it. I love your energy. You're the guy. We're not done here. Because that's not the picture I was looking for. I was looking for a cartoon, you know? But we're going to look at this one too. Man, you know, guys, I'm sorry. Like, Stupid ass technology over here. Maybe I gotta get like an iPad or something, and then I could like display it to you guys. Nah, it probably sucks. Sharing screen is better. I think sharing screens is better. Hold on. Yeah, it's the biggest I can make it. That's what she said. So we're over here. Did you hear what he said about me? Well, remember, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can make someone else feel happy or sad, which is literally the only thing that matters in this stupid world. Right. The world isn't that bad. Explain the line about sticks and stones. Okay, maybe it's kind of horrific. All right, I don't get this at all. Okay, and I'm actually kind of upset that we read it. This is bullshit. Fuck this fucking stupid ass sticks and stones bullshit. Ain't got time for your bullshit ass sticks and stones. The fuck? Look, I got you guys. I got you. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, look at what they did. Look at what they did with. I mean, where is it? They just had it here. Like, you know? They just had a Flintstones. Okay, it's right here. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but flames will never hurt me. You know, I'm kind of mad right now. Like, I'm kind of mad that we can't even find some shit. I mean, all we found, we can't find something like sticks and stones. Maybe I gotta go create it. Maybe AI can create it. We can't find sticks and stones with like a car. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like a cartoon with like a bone that was broken, maybe a dinosaur in there. I don't fucking know. It should be like Flintstones. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but you gonna tell me we don't have a fucking? We gotta have one around the world. People are too creative. We definitely have one. There's no way we don't have one. But that bothers me. All we had, I mean, we got this one. At the end of the day, this one was amazing. This dick guy, this dickhead guy. Hold on, I got you guys. You guys saw this, right? Look at him. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Smash. You didn't break a single bone. I don't have sex with my wife. You're a superhuman freak. Freak! I'm a freak. Little bitch. And look, there's no reason for me to curse this guy. You get me? Why am I going to curse this guy out, this little guy? He's probably a good guy. Fuck him. We don't give a shit about him. You know why? He don't care about us. Fuck him. That's how it goes in life, right? Too bad. All right, let's get to the story. It's not all politics, guys, but let's get to it. So, someone near and dear to me sent me this this article. And look, first of all, I'm gonna tell you straight up because I don't give a shit, and there's nothing to hide and nothing. How's that sound? Dope. We gotta lower that shit though, because we gotta get to the fucking news. The Daily Beast publishes, then deletes story alleging Trump was recruited by Soviet spies. Hold the fuck on, okay? Hold on. Sip your coffee. It's 8:50. First of all, I'm gonna say this shit straight up because it's in my best interest. Should I ever work for this man? I kid, but I do think of shit like that. I'm gonna tell you something right now. First of all, I don't like talking shit about my president. I don't give a fuck if it's Joe Biden. I don't give a fuck if it's Barack Obama, George Bush. I didn't know. So when I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, fuck George Bush because everybody's a fucking Democrat over here. Whatever. Right? I'm not going to talk shit about my president. It's not that he's on my team, so I'm just going to support him. I am very patriotic. I just am. Like, I just am. And I always felt like I should join the military in my life, but I never did. I always still think about it to this day. I'm very patriotic. I respect the hell out of our soldiers. That shit is fucking terrible. I mean, come on. We can't even begin to describe what war is like. You have no idea. You did not go to war. They have my highest respect. Soldiers. Love them. Even the police. I respect the hell out of them. For what they got to do every day, respect the hell out of them. I'm not going to just disrespect my country. Now, if somebody's fucking wrong about something, like I can only imagine if I lived through the period of slavery. If I did, I don't know how I would have potentially, like, how the fuck would I know? There's no reason to even explain it. I would know nothing. I wouldn't know how I would internalize it. I can't imagine anything other than what's happening here, currently, present, right? It's just an imagination. But I like to think that just like we see a genocide in Palestine or a genocide, wherever, whatever you want to call it, we see war. I don't give a shit what you want to call it. We see fucking war. Back then, they were going through the exact same thing. It was their plight in our form and vice versa. Like, for instance, in what did they say in 2019? When was the first big pandemic? Epidemic. Oh, in 1900. What pandemic was in the 1900s? The influenza epidemic that swept the world and killed in 1918 and killed an estimated 50 million people. 1/5 of the world's population was attacked by this deadly virus. Within months, it had killed more people than any other illness in recorded history. The plague emerged in 2 phases. Did they call this shit the Black Plague? What was the Black Plague? No, I don't think so. And I learned about all this shit. The Black Plague, the Black Plague. The Black Death was a bubonic plague pandemic that occurred in Europe in the 14th century. It was one of the deadliest pandemics in history. Sudden high fever and chills, painful aching joints, headaches, nausea and vomiting, painful buboes in the groin, neck and armpits that later secrete pus and blood. What the fuck? Spread by fleas that travel on rodents and other animals. Arrived in Europe on Italian trading ships from Crimea. What the fuck? Estimates suggest that at least 25 million people died in Europe from 1347 to 1352. Wow. Plague remains endemic in Madagascar, Congo, and Peru. Fuck. That's crazy. Ain't nobody got time for the Black Plague. So let's get back to this story, because I ain't got a problem talking about anything. First of all, let me say a few things. I do like Trump. I actually started liking him right before the election. I saw that. I was always against him. I was always for him early on in his career. I was like, okay, this is one of the rich guys in New York. Growing up in New York, I was like, all right, that's him. I never saw The Apprentice. Never saw it. I saw him in wrestling, like in WWE. It was WWF back then. Trump had a presence here in New York, and I was a kid when I was growing up. I was growing up, and I was seeing it through a child's eyes. So I never really thought anything of him. I just thought he was a rich guy in New York, one of New York's, you know, what you want to call it, finest, or like the royalty, the rich, whatever. Anyway, he was a Democrat. He was an independent. I think then he turned to a Republican. Then he turned back to an independent. And I think he declared Republican status for this election. I'm not even sure. It doesn't matter. I feel like the guy is enough down the middle, and I do feel like you will get an entirely different perspective if you hear only what he has to say without the sound bites and without opinion. You got that, right? If you truly want to hear somebody, if you truly want to know somebody as much as you can through the media, you have to hear an uninterrupted, lengthy conversation in which it is followed by no opinion. If you can watch someone in a long held interview, right? Like Trump did with Joe Rogan for 3 hours. If you can hear someone in an uninterrupted interview spanning multiple hours with no opinion following it, I believe that you can get that's the best possible chance that you have in understanding how the person thinks. But what do? There's sound bites, and if you hear the sound bites, all they do is, and anyone that's smart that wants to spread slander, that wants to hurt someone, and Trump does it too. His team does it just the same. Republicans and Democrats are the same people. We're all human. We all have greed, interests, hidden agendas, especially if you're playing in this game. It's one big game. So I already know that he's going to get rich. He knows he's going to get rich. He knows it's not that he's going to get rich. He's the president of the United States. Everyone's going to want to do business with you. The people are going to invest in your company. That's a byproduct of the vote. That's a byproduct of the equation. I'm not mad at Donald Trump for fucking making money because he's the president. Every other fucking president would. You don't think Biden is rich? You don't think every single one of our presidents was rich? Barack Obama left with. Oh, okay. So when does it have to occur? Because if you leave the White House and then you fucking publish a book, is that book not going to sell because you were the fucking president of the United States? Come on now. It's not even that it's a double standard. It's no standard. It doesn't even make sense. If you think Trump is a bad human being, or at least a bad politician, if you can't possibly say that about the other side, then I think you're lying to yourself. All of them are corrupt to some extent. All of them have their own self-interest in mind. I like to believe that some of them are altruistic, but come on now. Are you going to place your money on that bet? You're going to say that, oh, Joe Biden he really wanted to do good for the country. It was all about the country. It was like, you're going to tell me there were no political interests? Come on now. I mean, he went as far as to pardon his own son. I mean, it's on all sides. It's not even on both sides. They're human at the end of the day. Don't forget that. Anyway, this fucking article, the Daily Beast published and swiftly deleted a story this weekend with allegations that Donald Trump has been recruited as a KGB asset since 1987 and was given the codename Krasnov. Citing a social media post by a former Soviet intelligence officer. The story by TDB freelancer Isabel Van Bruggen was posted sometime Friday and deleted on Saturday, according to the Internet Wayback Machine. Blah blah blah. And the not and a person with inside knowledge of the publication who confirmed its authenticity. Yeah. The deleted story's only source was a Thursday post on Facebook by whoever, a former Kazakh intelligence chief. Musayev writes that he served in KGB's Moscow-based 6th Directorate in 1987 when the agency was emphasizing the recruitment of business from capitalist countries. It was that year that our administration recruited a 40-year-old businessman from the United States, Donald Trump, under the pseudonym Krasnov. So what they're saying is in 1987, Moscow had a strategy to try to hire businessmen, to try to recruit them as spies. Remember the Cold War, right? When did the Cold War end? 1992? Sorry, 1941 to 1945 to 1991 was the Cold War. So we're definitely in the Cold War at that time. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you what the fuck happened here. Musayev did not specify that Trump actively or knowingly participated in any espionage activities or provide examples, only that he was recruited in the Daily Beast's own since spiked flourish brought into the fold. So they're saying that there's evidence out there that he was recruited. Doesn't mean he's a fucking secret agent. That's number one. That's it. That's number one. Number two, you bet your ass Donald Trump in his fucking life, come on now, do some simple math. The guy is an international, at the time, I think he was definitely a multimillionaire, right? But I think he had a couple $100 million. He had the casinos, he has all the real estate, whatever. People always like to challenge how much money he had. He said he was a billionaire. I believe the guy. So what? It's not going to make or break anything. It's not going to change anything, whether he's a fucking billionaire or he has hundreds of millions of dollars. Actually, I'd rather say billionaire because it's less fucking syllables. He only has hundreds of millions of dollars. He's a fucking billionaire. It's shorter. Stupid. Anyway, so they report he only had hundreds of millions of dollars, trying to humiliate him or saying that, whatever. It was all slander anyway. This guy's saying he wasn't fucking recruited. Let me tell you something. Any fucking rich man, any fucking rich woman, anyone in a powerful position that runs shit is going to be coerced more ways than one. They're going to be coerced with sex, with prostitutes, with money, with fucking game-changing fortune. You're going to tell me that you don't think every fucking CEO, the chief executive officer, the most powerful person in the company, the richest person in the company, usually, you're going to say that there's no such thing as taking bribes? Are you fucking kidding me? It's literally in every single training for every single job in the world. Taking bribes. Everybody has to take an ethics class. That's central to that thesis. To say that Trump wasn't recruited, he was a fucking billionaire, physical real estate in New York. Hell yeah. That's why everybody wants to be Elon's friend, right? You want to recruit people. Recruit them for whatever the fuck you want to do. Last time I checked, we all have some self-interest in mind. The only reason why you talk to anyone is because you want something from them. Do you not? Of course, people are going to fucking recruit him. That's smart. If you're trying to have a secret agent in another country, much less, the United States of America, why wouldn't you get someone like Donald Trump? And look at that, just to show you how smart they fucking were. This guy went on to become the president of the United States of America. That's fucking wild. This was in 1987. Donald Trump was nowhere near a fucking presidency. Anyway, I'm not even going to try to defend him. I do love the guy. I'm rooting for him. Just like I love Biden and Barack. I feel endeared to him as much as a citizen can to a president. I hope he does well. Hope the stock market does well. That's it. I don't wish anything bad on the guy, and I think he has the best interest of the country in mind. Trump, of course. But look at this bullshit. Musayev did not specify that Trump actively or knowingly participated in any espionage activities or provide examples. Only that he was recruited and, in the Daily Beast owns since Spike Flourish, bought into the fold. But this is so stupid. Trump has long denied the ongoing rumor of close ties with the KGB and now Russian President Vladimir Putin. You're gonna fucking tell me, right? You're gonna tell me that you're gonna be a multimillionaire, billionaire, international businessman with properties all around the fucking world, and you're gonna tell me you're not gonna run into Vladimir Putin? You have a higher chance than all of us. Like, what the fuck does he really have to lie about? I'm sure Trump is friendly with these guys. He's already spoken to him, and who knows? Maybe he met him in the past. He met a bunch of world leaders in his life. This isn't fucking crazy to me. I'm sorry to reduce it down. I'm not trying to sway anyone's opinion, but this shit ain't crazy to me. And what does recruited mean? Does recruited mean like, hey, guy, come with us? And Donald Trump said no? Or does recruited mean, no, he was officially recruited and he's some secret agent? It would make for a very good movie if Donald Trump was a secret agent, Russian spy. Ah, man, that's a great movie. I think he has interests with Russia, like everyone does, and maybe not even anything explicit or direct. But I'm sure everyone thinks it's natural. That's natural. He's a president. He's a human being. It's natural to think, oh, this guy wants to talk to me. Maybe I can make money out of this situation, right? That's natural. So Trump being all buddy buddy with Russia when they're going to be going through like a rebuilding phase, or like, not rebuilding, but they're definitely they're regrouping based on all the tariffs, the sanctions, all of that. I would think that Donald Trump, it makes a lot of sense. It's certainly plausible, but it makes a lot of sense to me that Donald Trump would have potentially run into Vladimir Putin. And on top of that, like, what the fuck does this even matter? What does it matter? If anything, this is actually good. There's a level of trust already built. I think we blow a lot of shit out of proportion. And not just that. It's not just that. It's the fact that our inclination is to slander. That's a problem. That's not good, man. Let me ask you something. You like bullies? Nobody likes a fucking bully. If you saw someone being rude to his mother or someone being rude to someone in the street, how do you think you would take in that situation? I would think it would go something like this. Wow, that's a rotten kid. That's a rotten person. I think they're being unreasonable. But your inclination, and I'm just making an assumption here, it's a human being's inclination to be mean, even though we have hearts, like love, like we have a lot of love in our hearts. And I like posing the example all the time. For the people that say, I hate people, or people don't matter, or fuck everybody, if you saw someone get hit by a car, the first thing that would occur would everybody would rush to that person. Black, white, skinny, fat, doesn't matter. And they would make sure that they're okay. I'm gonna get some water. Since I have one, I mean, they gave it to me. No, sorry. Be right back. Some water. I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting, but I needed water. I was choking there, you saw? And what are you guys gonna do if I started choking? I'm just live. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do the Heimlich maneuver? No, I'm dead. So that's why, just to put a cap on this, I don't want to insult our president. It's not fucking worth it, man. Why don't we just be nice? I'm tired of that shit. I really am. Like, I don't think the guy's a bad guy. I just don't. And I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a hard job. Now, if somebody's doing something wrong, I don't believe what Trump is doing is wrong. Even if you want to say the guy lies or fabricates, just like Elon Musk or whoever else, who the fuck doesn't? You don't fabricate on your resume? You don't embellish a little? Calm down. That's how the game is played. And if you don't believe that your candidate plays the game the same way, I don't know what you're thinking. That doesn't even make sense. Let's get to the fucking news. On politics, saying no to Musk. A close look at how Elon Musk is trying to transform the government. Yada, yada, yada. Elon Musk personally called the leader of the hard-right Alternative for Germany party to congratulate her on the party's gains in last weekend's election. But she slept through the call. What the fuck? Who has this information? If he called her, she slept through the call, meaning like she didn't wake up? Like, what kind of fucking headline is this? So stupid. This is the New York Times. I mean, I don't even hate on them, but this is fucking ridiculous. That's fucking journalism? The fuck? Why would you even write that shit? I guess you got to fill the article. That's crazy. And by the way, I always read the New York Times. I love the New York Times, but what the fuck? Some of the voters flooding Republicans' town halls to complain about the Trump administration's early moves are specifically citing Musk. Yeah, duh. Yeah, but this doesn't mean shit. I'm gonna show you how subliminal the propaganda is here. I'm gonna fucking show you right now. Oh man, that is amazing. That's amazing. Check this out, y'all. Because I gotta produce my own show. I hope you guys see that. Some of the voters flooding Republicans' town halls to complain about the Trump administration's early moves are specifically citing Musk. Do you guys even know what that says? Like, how are you internalizing that? I need to know how you guys are internalizing that. Because I'm telling you right now, what that means to me, that's fucking wild. Those are 2 lines right there. That is wild. She slept through the call. This is breaking down the news. This is why a lot of times I don't like reading this shit. She slept through the call. What the fuck does that mean other than a barb? It's just an insult. That line right there is insulting Elon Musk. It's disparaging him. You see what I'm saying? And it's that subliminal shit. Now, look, part of me, you got to admit, how else are they supposed to write it? They could write whatever the fuck they want. But you're also telling a story. You want to keep it catchy. There's a lot there. They may not like the guy. They may have their hidden agenda. I'm sure they do. Whatever it is, they need to keep us entertained. Whatever it is. But this to me is like slander. Elon Musk called someone. That's insulting someone, is it not? I'm asking us to think right now. Yeah, my friend called me, but I just slept on the call. What do you how do you take that in? That your friend was either boring or you were bored of your friend, and or you disrespected your friend because you slept through the call. Kind of, maybe you were just sleepy. I don't fucking know. That's insulting. That's the first line. That's the first line for top Musk stories. I'm going to show you the whole thing, right? It's right here. That's the first line. Like, yeah, it has this little blurb. Good evening. Tonight we're covering the remarkable rejection handed to Elon Musk. Oh, yeah. Actually, they say it right here, which I think it was a remarkable rejection, them saying no to the data. A close look at how Elon Musk is trying to transform the government. Top stories. Someone he called the Germany party winner for the hard right group AFD. They won over the weekend. The election. They did well in the elections. Even though he was rooting for her, tweeting on her behalf, tweeting for the German people to elect them. They ended up she ended up sleeping through the call. But that's how you first, that's how you insult him, right? Second, you insult him again here, saying some of the voters flooding Republicans' town halls. Some of the voters are flooding Republicans' town halls to complain to the Trump administration's early moves are specifically citing Musk. So people, you're not even saying whether they're Republicans or Democrats, by the way. But people that are going, voters, right? People that are going to town halls are saying it's Musk's fault. Yeah, duh. He's in the middle of fucking everything. This is journalism. Meanwhile, he lost a battle in the fight over access to government data. A federal judge barred his team from student loan databases. He lost a battle. He didn't lose the whole fucking fight. Right? He's going to get access to a lot of these systems. He's just denied a couple of them. And it is not just a court throwing up roadblocks. After Musk told federal workers to send an email explaining their work or resign, several members of President Trump's cabinet told their employees to ignore it. We've got more on the confusion and division below. This is all. Listen, let me tell you something. Every time you try to do something, you're usually not unimpeded. In any project or something of this magnitude, we can only imagine what they're trying to do. When you do something of this magnitude, especially in politics, and the way you navigate it, of course it's going to be difficult. They're simply highlighting all of the hiccups in a project. We're all project managers. You tell me the last time you tried to plan something and it went as planned and everything was smooth sailing. This is slander. This is certainly a news organization's not only ability, but this is a news organization's agenda to attack him. And I'm not even defending the fucking guy. I don't even give a shit. What do I care? For all I care, I mean, he's a freaking billionaire. He's a trillionaire or some shit. I don't give a damn. And it's not all about money, but what the hell do I care about Elon Musk? I think he's good. I defended him the other day, I have high praise and admiration for the guy. But I'm saying, look at how they're reading. Look at how people are reading about him. This is a specific agenda. This is a specific attack and approach. And to me, all the guy does is Essentially, try. Again, we posed the question the other day. You tell me, is he supposed to be Elon Musk, or is he supposed to be Albert Einstein hidden in some basement with his glasses on and he's dusty in a white coat and nobody knows him? Let's move on. I'm tired of this shit. A reversal at the FDA. On Friday, we told you about layoffs at the Food and Drug Administration that set back the agency's recent efforts to keep up with medical technology. My colleague, they noted the layoffs may not have saved the government much money. So they laid a whole bunch of people off. And now they're realizing that they're actually not saving a ton of money. Doge, let me tell you something about Doge. The Department of Government Efficiency is only going to save this country money by cutting jobs. Did you hear what I said? This Department of Government Efficiency is only going to save the country money by cutting jobs. You heard what I said? I did not say anything about efficiency. If they're going to save the country money, they're going to do it with less human resources. They're going to save money. But if they're going to do it to just be efficient and like reverse certain programs, there's a lot of people that are saying there's not enough money out there that they're going to be able to cut. And as a matter of fact, I think over the weekend, NBC reported, or Politico reported, and we'll bring it up right now. This is actually one of the stories I wanted to get to. Right here. Doge shared its receipts and some of them don't match. So if you haven't heard yet, there was a Doge has already corrected its website. Here you go. This is one of the first ones. Doge's website reports a total estimated savings of $55 billion coming from a combination of canceled and renegotiated contracts and leases, as well as fraud detection, grant cancellations, job cuts, and more. The wall of receipts posted Monday represents only a subset of canceled contracts, the page claims. That amount to approximately 20% of the overall Doge savings so far. So everything that they posted, they said that they're reporting that they saved the United States $55 billion already. That's what they're saying right now. But that's what they're saying. But right now, if you look at all of the receipts, the wall of receipts, they post all the receipts for everything that they save. It only amounts to 20% of that. So it's like something like, I don't know, 11 billion. But among the 1,100 plus contracts purportedly canceled, Politico found contracts that had not yet been awarded. That's good. They were going to do a contract, but they didn't do it. But I mean, they technically didn't spend the money. Instances where a single pot of money is listed multiple times, tripling or quadrupling the amount of savings claimed. I mean, sometimes you got to lie a little, I guess. Purchase agreements that have no record of being canceled, but were instead stripped of language related to diversity, equity, inclusion. All right, you gotta make sure you're telling the truth. Contract savings identified by Doge that do not match with records they refer to in the federal procurement data system. Wow. So they just unreconciled what they were reporting versus the federal procurement data system. I mean, I have a lot to say about that because the true cost of a project usually doesn't always include the OpEx internally. There's a lot to say there. Anyway, contracts where the underlying document is for an entirely different contract. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, that happens too. But anyway, these are all legit, but I kind of see their point here. These are why they were canceled. It's fair. It's whatever. Doge, it's fair. It is fair. Doge has already corrected its website. By the way, all of those things can definitely happen, by the way. Doge mistakenly, I mean. Doge has already corrected its website twice. Once around the time the New York Times published an article about an $8 million contract listed as $8 billion. So this is their first hiccup. This is like a week ago. The New York Times reported that there was a line item on Doge's website that said 8 million, but they only really, it was only worth, no, 8 billion, but it was only worth 8 million. What you gonna do? And then there's another one. Doge has denied the 7,909. Oh wait, no. And once by removing a duplicative $655 million contract that was listed 3 separate times. Wow. So they listed 655 million 3 times. I mean, look, man. Maybe they're not saving that much. They probably aren't. You really got to fire people. I didn't think there was a ton of money like that. I mean, there probably is. There's definitely like a lot of like whatever fraud detection and all of that. Maybe our government is better than what they're saying. Maybe. I think this is a very important article for sure. But you can save a lot of money by becoming more efficient. And by that, by becoming more efficient, I mean cutting heads. It's very simple. So in case you didn't hear, Zelensky did say that he's willing to step down as the Ukrainian leader if it means something like Ukraine joining NATO. Because people started challenging him and saying, like, there's a new narrative, like, like, oh, he's just, not only is he a dictator, like, he's really trying to, like, steal from them, like, from Ukraine. I mean, that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes when you're a politician. So now he has to deal with that narrative. So he came right out and he said, look, man, I won't be president. I believe in Volodymyr Zelensky. I like him. I think he's great. And I know he was a comedian. He's one of the most successful actors in Ukraine when he became president. He's the man. He's the man. I think he's an excellent president. Certainly a great leader. I mean, but what excellent president isn't? President Trump met with Emmanuel Macron today. On the topic of Ukraine, the divergence between the two leaders was evident. Trump refused to call Vladimir Putin a dictator, as he has described Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, and falsely claimed that the U.S. had spent 3 times as much as Europe on the war. He demanded that Ukraine sign over hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue from natural resources to the U.S. without mentioning Russian concessions. That's wild. So if you haven't been paying attention, there's like, they want like minerals from Ukraine, but some people were saying that there's not a lot of like natural resources in Ukraine, but I was reading something about that. The meeting today came on the 3rd anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Several European leaders acknowledged the day by visiting Kiev and pledging their support. Meanwhile, Trump suggested that his negotiations with Putin could end the fighting within weeks, and said that he might visit Moscow if a peace deal were reached. I think the foreign policy here is right. I think it makes sense. End the war. Vladimir Putin came out in the last 24 hours and said that he wants a friendly neighbor. A friendly neighbor is okay. And remember, we did look into the entire history, really, of the USSR and how it was built and how it was taken away. And if you see, again, Canada and Mexico, people start putting troops on the Mexican border, the US is going to have a problem with that. You start putting troops on the Ukrainian border, not that we did, but if they're going to join NATO, you're going to have a problem with that. Everybody else next to you already turned into NATO. I think it makes a little sense. I'm not saying war is good. The virtuoso Roberta Flack died at 88. Roberta Flack, the magnetic singer and pianist whose intimate blend of soul, jazz, and folk helped to rule the charts of the 1970s, died today at 88. Wow. Oh, shit. I don't even know who this woman was. But you know what? We're going to do her justice right now. I did not know who this woman was. Let's cut the music off and let's listen to her. Wow. You guys ain't even ready right now. Shut up. Let's cut this off real quick. Actually, I don't really give a shit. We're going to share this. You guys ready? Oh, shit.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. And so I came to see him to listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, a stranger to my eyes, strumming my bed with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my bed with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. He sang as if he knew me in all my dark.
That was awesome, man. Wow. That was freaking awesome. Did you guys enjoy that? Roberta Flack, shout out. Wow. Damn, she's saying killing me softly? Damn. Wow. It's like I don't know shit. It's okay. I don't feel stupid. Apple said that it would build AI servers in Texas as part of a plan to spend $500 billion and hire 20,000 people in the US over the next 4 years. Lies and garbage. And he's only doing that because Tim Cook knows how to fucking manage a company. He knows how to talk to Xi Jinping. in China. He knows how to talk to Trump over here. I'm gonna spend money over here. I'm gonna spend money over there. Oh, Tim Cook, great job. Wow. If this is true, Middle East, one of Hamas's top officials said he would not have supported the October 7th attacks on Israel if he had known the devastation it would wreak in Gaza. Let me fucking tell you something. I don't give a shit if I know the truth or not. Number one, what happened was a travesty, and the fact that I'm even trying to explain it in one fucking word is insanity. It was a fucking massacre. 50,000 people fucking died. We can't even count that high. What the fuck is going on in this stupid ass world that people are fucking dying at that rate from fucking warfare with pain and torture? Whoever the fuck is rooting for any side, I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, this is what incited the fucking war. People want to say, oh, but they were being oppressed the whole time. And they definitely were. Palestinians were. There's a bunch of atrocities all across the world. It doesn't mean that 50,000 fucking slain have to occur. So, in my opinion, fuck Hamas. Fuck them. Now, you might say that I'm green and I don't know shit. And I really don't know shit. Sometimes you got to fight the aggressor. Sometimes you got to fight, right? And I think a lot of people believe that Palestinians are justified in hating Israel. But to commit that attack, let me tell you something. What the fuck did you think Hamas thought that Israel was going to do? Let me tell these guys are so fucking smart and sophisticated. These are not stupid people. Hamas, everyone in Palestine, they're just like you and me. You get bullied, you're going to fight back, and you're going to get just as sophisticated as your opponent. You're going to try. You think, like, what do you think was happening? I'm not that I know, but I would think that they're smart enough to potentially say something like, we're going to attack, we're Hamas, and we're going to attack Israel, and we're going to take hostages. Now, what's the plan there? You think Hamas was stupid enough to just say, oh, we're going to go take hostages? No, they have a fucking plan, right? You're going to tell me that Hamas didn't make this top official, if this is true, is saying if they knew what the fuck would happen, like what just happened, let's call it a fucking genocide. They killed too many people. I don't know what too many is, but that 50,000 is too many. You're going to tell me that this occurred and Hamas didn't think that something like this would occur? It's very fishy. They kidnapped what? 250 people, 300 people? That's fucking crazy. And they killed what? 1,200, 1,500 people? What the fuck did you think Israel was going to do, motherfucker? What did you think? I have a very hard time defending Hamas and even saying that because of the Palestinians' plight, because they were so oppressed, like they are in the West Bank. It's well documented that they are oppressed in the West Bank and they were oppressed in Gaza. So at some point, people are going to fight back. But what did you think the retaliation was going to look like? I'll tell you right now, and I'm a fucking New Yorker born and bred, and I don't know anything about that land. Israel, which is backed by the United States, which has one of the most powerful militaries in the world, is gonna fucking destroy you. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine if Ireland or some shit flew over to New York at a rave party that I was at, and they killed 1,200 of us? Hopefully they kill me too, or I make it out alive. Well, I don't want them to take me hostage, but imagine they took me hostage. They took us all hostage. Now we're fucking hostages in Israel. I mean, sorry, in Ireland. What you think the Irish are going to do to us? First of all, they're going to brutalize us probably. You know, when they were letting the hostages go, they were giving them goodie bags, like with toothpaste or some shit. I don't know what was in it, but they were giving them goodie bags. Like, what the fuck? These terrorists, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Like, what are you even doing? What is that for? I think if you're smart enough, you can do this math. And Hamas committing such a brazen crime like that? What the fuck? That's 50,000 people died. So, in my opinion, if I see one Palestinian that is rooting for Hamas, I'm gonna smack his kufi off. You remember a kufi? You remember your kufi? You guys remember that? Your kufi? Will smack your kufi off your head. How you spell kufi? That was so slang that I can't even Google this shit. Smack your kufi off your head. I know someone wrote it like that. Smack your coffee off your head. You guys know that. Maybe it's just an American. Oh, his kufi. That's how they spell it. Kufi. Jim Jones saying he'd smack the kufi off his head is a close. What? Oh, it's like a video. Never mind. We were on kufi. We were actually over here. It does, again, I'm not perplexed by this or surprised in any way. To me, I look at this and I'm like, you lucky you even have a Gaza. And almost it's leveled at this point, right? Almost every building is down to the ground, from what I hear. If you guys don't know, Pope Francis, he has pneumonia. He's starting to get better, but he's still in critical condition. Poor guy. It looks like he put on a lot of weight too. Poor guy. What kind of shit is this? Health. Chatbots posing as therapists may encourage users to commit harmful acts. The nation's largest psychological organization warned. What the fuck? This world is crazy. You know that there's like sex robots and all this shit, right? You guys know about this, right? Sex robots. Fucking crazy. I mean, I don't even know, man. Let me tell you something. You want to talk about artificial intelligence and say like, "Oh yeah, artificial intelligence." Yeah, turn safe search off. Who gives a shit? Um, you wanna look at a sex robot? Let me tell you something. If you want an industry to use, if you want an industry to adopt the technology right away, wait for the sex industry. They're always the first ones to catch on because there's a plenty of money over there. If you guys didn't know, Joy Reid, the NBC host. In case you don't know her, she is leaving MSNBC as the network cancels her evening show. I didn't think she was doing good. I started like not liking her. I used to like her a little, but like I used to like her. But I was like, now it's like almost all these like narratives that are going against the president. I'm like, eh. Anyway, she got canceled. Now Lester Holt is canceled. He's been there for 10 years. Infamously, he got caught lying with something. Someone called him out about lying. But he's leaving. He's stepping down as anchor. Again, they're not, they don't, these guys, you gotta be something else to compete with Trump. Like, I love Trump. Like, I think he's great and I'm supporting him. but I could compete with him. Number one, I'm from New York. Number two, I think I'm about that life. He's amazing, but I think I could compete with him because you gotta have like you gotta have some like you gotta also have the mentality. It would be no easy feat, and I'd bet on myself, but in all likelihood, he'd beat my ass in an election. I'm just saying, like, I don't care who you are. If you're gonna run for president, you got to be liked. And I'm not saying I am going to be liked, but I am saying that I think I would be able to stand toe to toe with him as far as like he's talking shit. You see how he talks shit and curses and says this and says that. I say the same shit. I'm like, nah, you're stupid and you're lying to the whole fucking public. Maybe people don't like that. I mean, what can I say? But I'm gonna tell him just like he tells me. He's gonna be like, you lying, you're corrupt. I'm gonna be like, you fucking corrupt. You went over there with Russia and shit. Wow. Mayor Eric Adams said that the Roosevelt Hotel, nicknamed the New Ellis Island and housing nearly 3,000 migrants, would stop being a shelter by June. Wow. See, that's the thing. Tom Homan, which is what, the head of national security or whatever, Homeland Security, he was appointed by Donald Trump, and he immediately wanted Eric Adams on the boat. Trump helped to like expedite them dropping the case for Eric Adams. It was definitely nepotism there for sure. Eric Adams got caught in bed with something like doing some corrupt shit. Anyway, it looked like he was going to go to court and all of that, and they dropped the charges. 15, um, 15 prosecutors resigned, something like that. And now Mayor Eric Adams is playing ball, and you see the police on all the streets clearing out the immigration. And look, they're about to remove 3,000 migrants. You guys heard about this shit? This shit is fucking crazy. A former surgeon went on trial on charges that he raped or sexually assaulted 299 people. It is considered to be the country's largest ever pedophilia case. This is in France. That's how it goes. Wu-Tang Clan is back together for one final tour. That's pretty cool. Not that I really give a shit. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this, and we are going. We're going home. Talk soon. Thanks for watching.